If you've watched this show, you know how high we are on Spencer Schwellenbach. And guys, I've been doing a lot of player props. If you go check them out on TikTok, I'm making one every single day. Certain ones that I like Ozzie Albies and Matt Olson home runs. There's some unders that I like that I'm going to get to later as we continue on in the offseason. But I found my best long odds bet. And I saw it and I was like, it was one of those things where like a light bulb went off. It was like that bet is overlooked by the odds makers. It's one of those where it's like no one's even really thinking about it. I found it. I just found it. It's like a needle in a haystack. And I was like, there it is. Spencer Schwellenbach, 40-1 to win the Cy Young. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, right. You're right. He's probably not going to win it. I mean, you got Chris Sale, you got Paul Skeens, if all those guys stay healthy. Ohtani, Corbin Burns, rotation. Zach Allen, Blake Snell, Yoshinobu. Yeah.
All the best pitchers are in there.
Yeah. There are a lot of guys that he's going to have to be. It's more like a fairy tale if you think he wins it. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's like, it's very, very unlikely. But somehow, him to lead the major leagues in wins is better odds than him winning. 50-1 to lead all of baseball in wins. And he might be saying, well, there's a lot more competition. Well, you're right. But wins isn't about being the best pitcher in baseball, right? It's not. It's why it's overlooked when we're talking about signing. It's basically thrown out the window. People basically have said, even though I'm not one of those people who said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't even be looked at. It's all about ERA, FIP, and these advanced analytics. But guess what? A Braves pitcher has led the majors in wins 3 straight years, and it's been a different guy. Kyle Wright, Spencer Strider, and Chris Sale last season. So what does that tell you? Well, the Braves have a damn good offense.
We win a lot of games.
Yeah, we win a lot of games. We score a lot of runs. So all you got to do is be able to get through 5 innings. What can Spencer Schwellenbach be really good at? Going deep into ball games. He doesn't walk batters. He doesn't give up a lot of runs. He's going to be he's going to be a guy that goes 6 innings more often than not. And then you got that offense behind him. Every Braves pitcher is intriguing, but Spencer Schwellenbach especially because he's going to be going that 5-inning threshold nearly every time he's on the bump. If he stays healthy, there's absolutely no reason. And even further than just run support, I think it tells you a lot about Snicker and getting these guys wins and stuff like that, because you get 3 straight guys, 3 different pitchers and back-to-back. That's a trend.
That's not
coincidence. Yeah. So 50-1 on a guy that we're extremely high on. I saw this and was like, oh my God, house. I
already put not the house. I just put 20 to win 1,000. I mean, if you're feeling really, gutsy, put $100 out there, win 5,000. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that dreams are made of. When you see these bets hitting on Twitter and stuff, it's like, yeah, that's fake, or why can't that happen to me? This is the kind of stuff, and I agree with everything you're saying. That the Braves offense, Chris Sale won, led the NL in wins, tied Tariq Skubal. Yeah. Was it strikeouts or wins?
Wins, but it would be a win. Yes. If you tie, you win.
Yeah. And the Braves offense was pathetic, was absolutely pathetic. And obviously that had to do a lot with injuries. That's obviously not going to be the case this year, or so we hope. It's off to a rough start with Sean Murphy, but still, not everybody's going to get injured and have down years like they did last year. At one time, everybody either got injured or had a down year, unless you're Marcell Ozuna. And, that's not going to happen. And we're talking about a guy, and while we do have maybe some concerns about Chris Sale's durability, Ronaldo Lopez's durability, maybe Spencer Schwellenbach's durability, because he's never pitched a full allotment of innings in the Major League Baseball season, is he has one thing nobody else has in terms of that group. He's got youth on his side. We're talking about guys who might, be able to withstand the grind of a full MLB season, which is 30-something starts, something like that. That's the kind of guy, a two-way player at Nebraska. His body is built for this kind of a thing. I already put my bet in. This is one we already put out on social media that, nobody should be surprised if he's in the, ballpark, top 5 wins. And when you're there, you got a chance.
Yeah,
because injuries happen all the time.
And that's the thing. 50-1, you're just asking for a chance at the end of the season.
Yep.
And you can't tell me that if Spencer Schwellenbach stays healthy this entire season with that offensive behind him, with what we believe Spencer Schwellenbach is capable of moving forward, that he can't be right up there with the. And then
the only caveat is the bullpen might screw him a couple times.
Yeah,
because that's the one area where you're like, ooh.
For sure. But I mean, listen, bullpens are so ever changing,
Yeah.
right? Like we really have no idea what this Braves bullpen.
Yeah, what if it's already just one of the best?
Yeah, like
with a bunch of no
like
names.
it was so good last year. Like, okay, we all expecting it to take a step back, and it looks like on paper that it will, but it seems like in terms of relievers, I mean, Alex Anthopoulos seems to just find guys from nowhere. Indie Ball, guys that you'd never heard of, Rule 5 draft.
We'll see.
So we'll see. And then it's also something that you can continue to adjust. You know, you go find a Grant Holmes like in the middle of the season, or a Jesse Chavez in the middle of the season, and call him back up. You know, that's coming down the pike sooner rather than later. Anthony Schwarzak, like all these guys that he's found in the middle of the season that have played huge roles, and then you can address it again at the trade deadline. I mean, if Spencer Schwellenbach stays healthy, the Cy Young may be a little far-fetched, but you can get better odds on him winning. I mean, 3 straight years, that's, like I said, not a coincidence. At that point, it's a trend, and you got an offense, you got a manager, you got everyone that seemingly is able to get those guys wins, more wins than any other pitchers in baseball.